I never thought I'd be that woman. You know, the kind who sneaks glances at her phone in the bathroom, deletes messages before bedtime, and lies with a smile on her lips. But here I am, and I don't even know where to begin unraveling the mess I created. My name is Lauren. I'm 35. I've been married to Jason for 10 years. He's kind, quiet, a man who loves routine, morning coffee at 7, gym at 5, bed by 10. He folds the laundry the same way every time. He hums to himself when he cooks. He never forgets birthdays or anniversaries. And I broke him. It started about a year ago. I'd just gotten promoted at work. New responsibilities, new team, and a new boss. His name was Alex. Charismatic, sharp, effortlessly confident. He had this way of making you feel like you were the only person in the room. He challenged me, praised me, looked at me like I was something rare, something valuable. I didn't intend for anything to happen, but intentions are fragile things when you feel invisible at home. Jason wasn't doing anything wrong. That's the worst part. He was just consistent, predictable, safe. And after a decade, safe started to feel suffocating. I told myself I was just stressed, that I needed space, that I wasn't being seen or heard, that Jason should have noticed how distant I'd become. But the truth is, I was already drifting, not because of him, but because I let something inside me rot. Alex and I began working late. I started dressing a little differently. Lipstick again, heels again. It felt good to be wanted, not just needed. One night, after a company dinner, he walked me to my car and said, "You're incredible, you know that?" And I didn't stop him when he kissed me. I didn't even hesitate. That was the first time. It wasn't the last. We started meeting at hotels, always far from the city. I'd tell Jason I was staying overnight for conferences. He never questioned me. He trusted me, completely. And that trust, instead of making me stop, made me resent him more. I told myself he was emotionally absent, that he didn't fight for me, that I deserved more. I created this narrative in my head. Jason equals boring stability. Alex equals exciting freedom. But lies have a way of creeping into everything. They twist your thoughts, poison your joy. Soon, I couldn't even look Jason in the eyes without guilt burning in my throat. But I kept going. I compartmentalized. Wife on weekdays, lover on weekends. Then, one evening, Jason made dinner. Candles, wine, soft music playing in the background. "I just want to spend time with you," he said. I felt sick. We sat across from each other, and he looked different. Not angry, not suspicious, just sad. Like he was holding something heavy he didn't know how to put down. "Is everything okay?" I asked, trying to sound casual. He smiled, that kind of smile people wear when they're breaking. "I know," he said. My stomach dropped. "Know what?" "I know about him, about all of it." I froze. I couldn't even speak. He continued, voice trembling but steady. "I found the receipts, the texts, the hotel bookings. I saw the way you started pulling away, the late nights, the perfume you didn't wear for me." There it was, my world collapsing in one breath. I opened my mouth to explain, to lie again, maybe, but he held up his hand. "I'm not asking for excuses. I just wanted to see if you'd tell me, if you'd be honest." I waited for months. Months. He'd known for months. I broke down, right there at the table. I sobbed until I couldn't breathe. He didn't comfort me. He just sat there, silent, letting me drown in the pain I created. I'm sorry, I choked out. He nodded, slowly. I believe you, but sorry doesn't fix what's shattered. He didn't yell. He didn't call me names. That would have been easier. I think a part of me wanted him to scream, to punish me, but instead, he just got up and cleared the plates. That was the last night we slept in the same bed. He didn't leave immediately. He said he needed time to figure things out. For a while, we lived like polite strangers. Small talk, separate rooms, no eye contact. I ended things with Alex, not because I chose Jason, but because I couldn't stand who I became with Alex. I realized I wasn't in love with him. I was in love with how he made me forget who I was. Eventually, Jason moved out. No big fight, no court drama, just silence, a clean cut. That was 6 months ago. Since then, I've started therapy. I've tried to understand why I destroyed something so good, so rare. I scroll through old photos sometimes. Birthdays, beach trips, our first apartment. His hand always holding mine, his eyes always looking at me like I was his whole world. And me, I was too blind to see it. I don't know if he'll ever forgive me. I don't expect him to. I hurt him in a way I can't undo. But I hope, I pray, that one day he finds someone who sees him the way I should have, who chooses him every single day, who never makes him feel like he's not enough. As for me, I live with it. Every morning, I wake up in an empty apartment. I make coffee alone. I fold my laundry the way he used to. And sometimes late at night, I still reach for him in my sleep. But he's not there, and he never will be again. There's a heaviness to that realization that no apology can lift. It's the weight of finality, the moment you know something precious has slipped through your fingers, and no amount of reaching back will retrieve it. I tried to rebuild pieces of the bridge I burned. I left messages he never answered. I sent letters he probably never read. I even stood outside the coffee shop he used to visit every Saturday morning, hoping to just see him, but he never came. Eventually, I stopped waiting. Not because I gave up, but because I realized I had no right to. He moved on. I saw a photo of him months later, laughing with someone new. She had kind eyes. She looked at him the way I used to, before I lost myself. And he looked happy, lighter, like someone who had chosen peace over pain. I cried for hours that night, not out of jealousy, not even out of longing, but out of shame, out of grief for the version of me that had once been enough for him, and the version of him that had once trusted me with his whole heart. People think cheating is just a moment of weakness. But the truth is, it's 1,000 small betrayals, long before the act. It's when you stop communicating, when you let resentment fester, when you crave validation outside instead of healing within. By the time I crossed the line, I had already abandoned us emotionally. The final betrayal was just the echo of all the silence before it. I've done the work. Therapy, reflection, writing journals full of things I'll never get to say to him. But nothing changes the fact that I was the villain in our story. Not because I wanted to be, but because I couldn't be honest with myself until it was too late. If I could tell him one last thing, it wouldn't be, "I'm sorry." He's heard that enough. It would be this: "You loved me better than I loved myself, and I hope she gives you the kind of peace I never could." And maybe, just maybe, in another life, where I was whole before I met him, we could have made it. But not in this one.